Democrats take back control of the lower chamber, proposing a series of ambitious policies, but raising a lot of questions as well. One America's Salvi takes a look at how some progressives suggest paying for their agenda.
In less than 24 hours since taking control of the House, Democrats have introduced articles of impeachment, used harsh language while doing so, and have proposed legislation that would fundamentally change the country. But perhaps the most radical move was made on Friday by Representative Ocasio Cortez, and it wasn't her dance moves. The New York representative appeared on CBS to push her progressive agenda, which includes an essential overhaul of the U.S. tax system.
Your tax rate, let's say from $0 to $75,000 may be 10% or 15%, et cetera. But once you get to the tippy tops, on your $10 millionth dollar, sometimes you see tax rates as high as 60 or 70%.
A 70% tax would far exceed the top progressive rates of every other country, with Belgium's 50% rate currently the highest worldwide. The additional tax hikes would be used to fund what Democrats call a Green New Deal, which seeks to eliminate carbon emissions and the use of fossil fuels over the next 12 years. A hefty proposal, even for progressives.
That is the goal. It's ambitious. And
how is that possible? You're talking about everybody having to drive an electric car?
It's going to require a lot of rapid change that we don't even conceive as possible right now.
Ocasio Cortez and her colleagues are tasked with a difficult assignment, convincing the American people that their agenda is better for them than the current one. The progressive proposal comes on the same day that the Department of Labor released a blockbuster jobs report, posting gains of 312,000 new jobs in December, capping off a year that saw the largest manufacturing job growth since 1997. But as Ocasio-Cortez admits, sometimes radical ideas take radical action.
I think that it only has ever been radicals that have changed this country. Abraham Lincoln made the radical decision to sign the Emancipation Proclamation. Franklin Delano Roosevelt made the radical decision to embark on establishing programs like Social Security. That is radical.
To some degree, she's right. Abraham Lincoln's signing of the Emancipation Declaration was radical and unpopular at the time. But in order to fund the Civil War fueled by his decision, President Lincoln implemented the Revenue Act of 1861, a flat tax of 3%, a far smaller number for a much more dire goal than reducing greenhouse gas emissions. And there's no question FDR's New Deal proposals were considered radical and progressive. But it's also worth noting he was responding to the greatest depression the U.S. has ever seen, not a thriving economy like the one we're experiencing today.
Yeah, if that's what radical means, call me a radical.
But change doesn't necessarily have to be made in a radical way. According to the EPA, greenhouse gas emissions dropped by 2.7% during President Trump's first year in office and nearly 20% since 2011. In essence, progressives are calling on the American people to take money out of their own pockets and possibly stifle the economy to fund improvements that are already being made through innovation in the private sector. Salvi, One America News.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube, and call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.